Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of Generation Tech. My name is Alan. Today we'll be continuing our series which covers the backstory for the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign mode. Last episode we went over the backgrounds of each member of Inferno Squad. Today we'll be going more in depth about why the Special Forces organization was created. Please keep in mind there will be spoilers for the Inferno Squad novel in this video. In the aftermath of the Battle of Yavin, Admiral Garrick Versio, father of the main protagonist Iden Versio, began assembling an elite team of Special Forces soldiers. Imperial intelligence had found out that the Death Star was destroyed because of a small flaw built purposely into the station's design. Galen Urso, one of the chief scientists assigned to the project, had managed to sneak out information about this hidden flaw in the station, and a small rebel task force led by Jyn Urso had managed to retrieve the blueprints from the station and beamed them off-planet before they were killed. Garrick Versio assembled Inferno Squad in order to cut down on any more Imperial leaks that could cause catastrophic damage to the Empire. I wouldn't be surprised if at one point they encounter and kill tons of Bothans. Unlike the previous Battlefront book, Twilight Company, Inferno Squad surprisingly doesn't include too many large-scale battles. As a matter of fact, the majority of Inferno Squad's missions see them going undercover to extract information and find connections between Imperial traitors and rebel groups. While Twilight Company reads more like a war story, Inferno Squad reads more like a Jason Bourne novel, which I found surprising. After a few early missions mainly targeting corrupt Imperials, the team turns their sights on the Saw Gerrera partisan group, or at least what's left of them. Most of the partisans died and scattered after the events on Jedha, when the Death Star destroyed a significant portion of the surface of the planet. Without Saw's leadership, many cells were just wandering aimlessly around the galaxy. Some carried out futile attacks against Imperial garrisons, others became criminals. But one group managed to hold it together and rebranded themselves as the Dreamers. These fanatics were led by one of Saw's old soldiers, and he was advised in turn, major spoiler alert coming ahead, by Lux Bonteri, who was featured in the Clone Wars as the son of Onderon's senator during the Clone Wars, and a potential love interest for Ahsoka Tano. This daring group of partisans carried out attacks on Imperial targets all across the galaxy. Their trademark was that they wore explosive crystal jewelry around their necks just in case a mission went south. They weren't afraid of blowing themselves up. Iden and her team go deep undercover in an extremely intricate plan. Gideon Hask and Del Meeko pose as brothers from a different partisan cell. Sin Marina poses as a slave who is caught up in a partisan attack, and Iden Versio pretends to commit treason by declaring that the Empire is wrong and the partisans are pursuing a righteous cause. As they got more and more involved with the partisan cell, Inferno Squad had to do more and more terrible things. That even included killing other Imperials, but they did it in order to fit in. Their end mission was to find out who was supplying the group with Imperial targets to hit. I think it'll be interesting to see how many covert operations will take place in Star Wars Battlefront 2 main campaign. Battlefront 2 campaign does take place after the Battle of Endor, so in many ways Inferno Squad could very likely become underdogs, fighting against a superior enemy, something the Empire has never had to deal with. This creates the possibility that Inferno Squad will need to continue its clandestine operations in order to survive. That alone makes me want to play the game. Now guys, I know not all of you play video games out there, so maybe when Battlefront 2 comes out, we'll do a Let's Play version so we can all enjoy the story together. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss out on that. And if you guys want to learn more about Inferno Squad, I do recommend you guys read this book. This is where we got the majority of our information. We'll link it down below. Well guys, thanks for joining us today. If you're watching this, you are Generation Tech.